The day my wife gave birth to her first love's child, episode 7. A letter from the past. Years passed in a blur of achievement and recognition. I had long since left the painful memories of Audley and my broken past behind, or so I had convinced myself. The world had changed, and so had I. My office, perched on the top floor of a world-renowned medical institution, offered an unmatched view of the sprawling city skyline. The lights from the city below twinkled like stars, a stark contrast to the darkness that had once consumed my life. The view, once an escape, now felt like a reminder that I had worked hard to build a life that was entirely my own, a life untouched by the echoes of my past. Then, one day, as I sat at my desk reviewing research papers and preparing for an upcoming lecture, the envelope arrived. It was simple, plain even, but it carried with it a weight I hadn't expected. I recognized the handwriting immediately. It was Audley's. My heart skipped a beat as I stared at the envelope, hesitating for a long moment before opening it. Her name on the paper sent a ripple of emotions through me, but I steeled myself. I had built a new life, had come so far since the day I walked away from everything she had done to me. I didn't want to relive those moments, the pain, the betrayal, the confusion. But curiosity, or perhaps something deeper, nudged me to read her words. The letter began with an apology, but not the kind I had expected. Audley didn't beg for forgiveness. Instead, she spoke with raw honesty, recounting the years that had passed since we last spoke. She told me of Liam's betrayal, how the man she had sacrificed everything for had abandoned her once he had gotten what he wanted. She confessed the deep regret she felt for the lies she had believed, the choices she had made, and the consequences they had caused. "I was blinded," she wrote, "by guilt and old feelings that should have stayed in the past. I was foolish, and now I have nothing but regret." Reading her words brought back memories I had buried so deeply. I could picture her face, see the tears in her eyes as she begged for understanding all those years ago. I had been angry, hurt, and betrayed beyond measure, and I had walked away, thinking it was the only way to protect myself. And yet, as I read her letter, I realized how much time had passed, how much had changed. Audley wrote about her father's failing health, how he had been devastated by the hospital's financial ruin and the loss of his legacy. She spoke of her struggles, raising their son on her own, the weight of the world on her shoulders. She confessed that the guilt of her past actions had eaten away at her, and she found no peace in the life she had chosen. "I lost everything," she wrote, "but the one thing I regret most is losing you. I see now that I had everything I ever needed, and I threw it away. I hope you found peace. You deserve it." The words hit me like a tidal wave. Part of me wanted to reach out, to console her, to say something that might heal the wounds we had both suffered. But the other part of me, the part that had spent years building a life without her, reminded me of the cost of that peace. I had moved on, but I had done so by burying everything that once mattered to me. The wounds she had inflicted, the ones I had tried so hard to forget, were still there, deep within me. I folded the letter carefully, my hands trembling slightly, and placed it in the drawer of my desk. Her words lingered in my mind, stirring something deep within me, something I hadn't felt in years. A part of me, small, buried beneath the layers of success and ambition, wanted to forgive her, to believe that time and regret had healed the pain we had caused each other. But the truth was, I had found peace. But it had come at a cost that neither of us could ever truly repay. I leaned back in my chair and looked out at the city, my reflection staring back at me in the glass. The man I had become was far removed from the man I had been when Audley and I had shared our dreams together. I had rebuilt myself from the ground up, but there were still scars beneath the surface. I would never forget her, but I had learned to live without her. I had found peace, but it was a peace born of distance, of letting go. And in the end, I realized that was the only way forward. Some things, some people, no matter how much we long for them, cannot be part of our future. I closed the drawer and stood up, moving towards the window. The city lights twinkled in the distance, a reminder that life, despite its brokenness, always moved forward. And so would I.
Don't miss out on amazing content. Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. Join our growing community today and let's explore together.